Okay, so. Okay, so apparently it shows that I'm working for some reason, but I don't know why. So keep the point in mind that Stony Brook is now trailing St. Peter's 9-8. MAAC tried a jumper, but is called for the charge, and it'll go back over to St. Peter's. So let's see how much more is going on. There is a timeout right now in the game, so we'll use that time to try and continue to fix our issues. I've done these things before, and believe me, I've never had these type of issues before, but the fact that I haven't used them in a little while, I guess you could say, I guess it's probably why. Okay. Right. So 15:23 left to go as St. Peter's leads Stony Brook 9-8. Right, sounds to me like I'm good. Thanks to some help from some friends. So right now, Stony Brook has the ball, and we have some more players in, like Jordan McKenzie for the Seawolves. McKenzie had some playing time last year for the team, and we'll see where that takes him this year. MAAC, more half-court pressure as they trying to get across court. Ball nearly loosed, and it is picked up by the Peacocks. Their half-court pressure is really ramping up like Syracuse did against women's basketball last Sunday. And the layup is good, and so now it's 11-8 St. Peter's. Trying to keep tabs on what they're going to do is a more half-court pressure that Gino Ford really needs to get out of this. It will need to fight. And once again, we have more buffering. More lagging with the live feed, it would seem. So the way I see it right now is a little lagging with Jordan McKenzie trying to cross the court, which she will. Look to try and find something available. It looks like he's going to try and cut it inside. So he's going on a contested layup, and it doesn't fall in, I could tell, but it's like it'll stay with Stony Brook. It's picked up by Policelli. Policelli will give it over to McKenzie on the left wing. Going over to his right now, back to Policelli. Sees Diallo. Mo Diallo in the game. He'll go up a deep three. I don't know why it isn't showing any connection. Still very laggy. I don't know why it's still refusing to show anything, but the three does knock in, apparently. And Mohamed Diallo, coming from JUCO, is able to get his first points of the season as a Seawolf, and we're all tied up at 11 from what I can deduce late in this game. I'm sure that nobody really thought that this would be this type of situation, given everything that everybody has been through over the last few months with COVID-19. Just hoping that everybody will be able to try and embrace what is happening between these teams. So now St. Peter's back with the ball. Dump out from Kamba, going back over to Nadefo. To his right wing now for Kamba, guarded by McKenzie. Blocked from Hassan Drame. Nadefo trying to go over to his right. This goes over to Dallas Watson trying a three. And it looks like that will connect in two. Both teams look like they're able to do well with exchanging threes so far in this game. St. Peter's retakes a 14-11 lead, with 14-12 left to go in the first half. Seems like pretty prolific stats to see. It looks like skipped over Stony Brook getting a layup, apparently. I couldn't tell who it was, so it's back to a 1-point game in Jersey City. I don't know if anybody's going to be able to find out about the technical glitches that are on their end. I'll do the best that I can provide you with what we can. Continue to face off this lagging issue that seems to be on St. Peter's end. Sure, a lot of people want to see this happen. So now they're showing nothing, apparently. Can't tell whether or not they're trying to connect. Looks like we got it back. I guess we wish we really were in Jersey City. Don't worry, folks. We know that you're having trouble, and apparently so are we. So while we continue to see if there's any connection issues that still continue to linger, we'll continue to provide you with more notes that we possibly can. Talk about all the new friends right in the right places. I see Stony Brook has the ball trailing by 1. Mo Diallo was the one who has the ball for the Seawolves. It looks like there was a whistle called, a foul. It looks like it was going to be against the Peacocks. 13-15 left to go in the first half as Stony Brook trails St. Peter's 14-13. St. Peter's was good enough to be better than they were supposed to be last year. Imagine just how much more damage that they can do this year. It's probably one of the reasons why they're about 7-point favorite in this game. So it looks like Mo Diallo is going to be heading to the free throw line to shoot a pair of free throws to put Stony Brook back up. They had a lead. It's about a 6-point lead for them at one point. But right now it's a 1-point game. I wouldn't expect anything too much of a tight contest. Trying to connect on the first free throw. Can't tell whether or not he made it in. Doesn't look so. It's hard to tell what's happening. Mohamed Diallo. And that's one of the noticeable transfers for Stony Brook they've gotten this year. He's a 6'6" junior forward who came from Northeastern Junior College. He's from Harlem, around the same place that Mo Diallo, that former Seawolf Andrew Garcia was from. And it looks like Diallo did connect on both free throws, so Stony Brook has a 15-14 lead. Still a little problem with the live feed apparently still. Continue to do as much as I can. For St. Peter's, there was a layup attempted. Did it go out of bounds? Or was there layup without bounds? It looks like they're about to show a replay. As I said, do everything I can and to do what needs to be done. Got many more of the coaching staff for St. Peter's in their third season along with Shaheen Holloway. You got the assistant coaches in Ryan Whalen, Matt Easley, and John Morton. And Morton's also from Seton Hall, graduated 10 years before Holloway did. Got Easley from Pittsburgh, graduated in 2004. He also got Whalen from St. Joseph's in 2008. Isley actually runs it. And I see Stony Brook has the ball. They still have a 1-point lead, so it looks like they did some defense on that last possession. Juan Felix Rodriguez with the ball. Diallo with it. Tried to sink it in. It looks like Stony Brook got a 3-pointer, and I can't tell who that was. Stats show that somebody got it. I don't know who exactly, but Seawolves have a 4-point lead. So about being able to create the separation, giving themselves a lot more room, comfortable to connect on the shots. Can't tell whether or not the women's basketball team is having a little trouble with that to start their first 2 games of the season. No telling when their next game will be. As it stands right now, their next game will be hosting Hofstra. Meanwhile, St. Peter's got a layup, so it's back to a 1-point game. And it looks like that's going to bring us to a timeout with 11:28 left to go. Looks like Stony Brook still leads St. Peter's 18-17. And I can't tell whether or not this is the type of fight that Stony Brook's been expecting. It looks like we're actually about to get ourselves back on the live feed. No more lagging, it would seem. Hopefully it stays that way, and we'll continue to see whether or not it does remain that way. So at this timeout, it's hard to tell who has been doing pretty well as far as the stats are concerned for both Stony Brook and St. Peter's. So it looks like during the commercials there was something alright, but I guess you can never tell. So Stony Brook will look to get the inbound. Taven Pierre-Philippe will look to inbound it. Trying to get over the Sales, but it was taken away by one of the Peacocks, and that was Foyce Drame. And we have another foul call, and it's against the Peacocks. It looks like a charge. Stony Brook looking out of that. They need to be a lot more better with the ball handling. Was one of the issues with them last year. So Juan Felix Rodriguez with the ball, crossing the timeline, we get another whistle called. Looks like wherever it was, it may have been a foul. So right now on the court, along with Pierre-Philippe, Tyler Stevenson Moore, the sophomore from Port Jefferson Station. Mo Diallo's on it. And the inbound now to Rodriguez. Sales now takes over the left wing to Pierre-Philippe. Over the left now wing, it goes over to Stevenson Moore. Trying to go inside to Sales. Sales, a big body, will go out to Pierre-Philippe. 15 seconds on the shot clock. He'll look to try and take a three-pointer. And it's lagging once again. We'll see if he gets the three. Going down. It hits off the back iron, no good. And the rebound's going to be taken by the Peacocks. And that will be Drame. Drame is a sophomore forward. As I said, one MAAC player of the week this past week for his performance against St. John's and LaSalle. And now Peacocks have the ball, looking to try and retake the lead. So over in the right wing now for this right corner for the Peacocks. Somebody trying to set up a three. Now against Jaden Sales, it looks like with his big body, he can provide a lot, it would seem. A contested jumper from one of the Peacocks, and it falls in. That was number 14, Hassan Drame. Drame from Bamako, Mali, our Savior New American School, and the Peacocks retake a 1-point lead. Well, his body against Jaden Sales, that's a really tough thing to do, and I think that's going to be one of the factors that the Seawolves will try and rely on this season. And the inbound to Rodriguez. Pierre-Philippe will cross the timeline, finding one of his players. Still lagging again for some reason. And Mo Diallo with it, trying to draw on the right lane. Going on a layup, and foul's called. It's blocking, and count the bucket. Mohamed Diallo with his force. Forcing a foul against the Peacocks, and he'll head to the free throw line. Well, that's a smart strategy right there, because that player should have known what he was doing wasn't the right way in order to try and draw a charge. Instead, it's 2 points for the Seawolves pending a free throw. This is what they need the most out of Diallo in his first season with Stony Brook. Free throw up, and it hits off the back iron, waiting to go in. It doesn't go in. Rebounds being fought for. And it was last touched by the Seawolves. So Diallo can't complete the three-point play, but Seawolves will have a 1-point lead. St. Peter's will get the ball back. Very impressive about how these are the type of plays that the Seawolves will need to be working on this year. Their stats last year were pretty amusing, as they were averaging 69.2 points per game while allowing their opponents to just 66 points per game. Now a jumper from the cherry strike from one of the Peacocks is off the back iron, and it's taken by Mogi. His 6'9" fortuitous is going to play a major role in the rebounds in this season. Now Mogi on the left elbow jumper, he couldn't make it, and the rebound taken by the Peacocks. I can't see anything. It looks like St. Peter's got a three-pointer, and they retake a 2-point lead. I know I should be giving you which player is doing what, but unfortunately with all this lagging, I'm not able to tell completely well who it is. feel like it could be a pretty good guess of who has a better chance of getting what. Couldn't tell who it was before. And it looks like, once again, more lagging, and it skips over a Stony Brook layout that ties the game at 22. A pretty good competition going on between the Seawolves and the Peacocks in Jersey City. If we were there, you wouldn't have to worry too much about the live feed if you weren't getting anything. And it's an easy jumper from one of the Peacocks. And that looked to have been Darryl Banks from LA. So now Seawolves back with the ball. MAAC across the timeline. No, can't get anything, and it looks like it skipped over a St. Peter's three-pointer. So Juan Felix Rodriguez will get the ball back. Step it out at the top of the perimeter and move over to his left now for Ty Green. Going inside to Sales. Sales being guarded by Omar Diame. Go over to the left for MAAC, a left wing three. And doesn't fall in, it's airballed. And a rebound taken by the Peacocks. Still having trouble, of course. You can tell this is pretty bothersome, and St. Peter's got another layup. And it's a 7-point lead now for the Peacocks, and we got a timeout called by Gino Ford. No, it's going to be St. Peter's ball again. No, it's not. It looks like it's going to be something, I don't know what it is. I don't know why this is happening. My feet's getting a little nerve-wracking for a lot of people. St. Peter's has the ball. Can't tell who has it. So it looks like it's going to go back to the possession of Stony Brook while they're in another timeout. With 7:40 left to go, it looks like the Seawolves are trailing 29-22. Importantly, this is troublesome for a lot of people trying. This is still very troublesome for a lot of people trying to watch the game. Checking a little stats to see what more I can get out of this. Apparently, see something with Mo Diallo about how Ford referred to him as one of the standouts JUCO transfer before suffering a broken hand in the preseason. And it's good enough to know that he's ready to go tonight. We saw that looking pretty good so far. And we could tell from one of our friends here at Stony Brook that technical issues on St. Peter's side is exactly that. So let's see if I see. So it looks like another clear look, and let's see if this will actually lead somewhere as far as being able to stay this way. Hopefully it will. And Stony Brook will have the ball out of the timeout. Ty Green will look for the inbound. Looking for somebody available, more half-court pressure. Polish Shelley with the ball. Going over to Green, still looking to try and cross the timeline. Can't tell how much time there is on the shot clock, but Green is able to cross it. He's about to get double teamed, getting out to McKenzie, able to save it. Going over to the right wing now for Policelli. Now Green with the ball, looking for somebody available, look to set it up. Going inside to Leighton Elliott Sewell. Sewell out to Diallo, over to his left for Policelli. 5 seconds left on the shot clock, and he throws it stolen away by Drame. At pass, Stony Brook was under pressure with the shot clock winding down. Now it's St. Piers with the ball. Marty Silvera with it, looking to try and go over to his right. Keeps with it, going over to the top of the perimeter now for Nadefo. Back over to Darrell Banks on the right wing. Trying to work it in and go to his left for Silvera. Trying to go move inside left lane. He'll go back out. Going over to the right now for Nutter. Trying to move in inside in the right lane. Ball nearly stripped. Gets it out. And we have a traveling violation called against St. Peter's. And that'll be on Darrell Banks. And the Seawolves will get it back. Well, defense putting all the pressure. The ball handling almost didn't really see a traveling. But that's what the defense needs to be working on, especially if they're going to beat the half-court pressure. McKenzie will get it, trying to beat out the double team. He'll stay with the ball, look to move it across the timeline, which he will. He'll slow it down. He'll give it off to Policelli. Shelley into the right lane to Diallo. Let's see what he does here against the Defo. Trying to work it inside. Going contested, I can tell. Attempting a layup, and it goes in! Diallo is looking very impressive. No broken hand injury for him on that play. And it's a cut, and they cut it to 5 points. And the Defo moving in on the right lane against Elliott Sewell. Trying to go up for a floater. And off the back iron, no good. And the rebound's taken by Stony Brook. And Diallo will pick up the rebound. Well, Fulham has a lot of confidence in him despite the injury that he had during the offseason. And with his presence on the court, it could prove to be big. Could be hard to move from JUCO to D1, but you have all the capabilities. Meanwhile, Stony Brook attempted a long jumper that didn't go in. Rebound taken by the Peacocks, it would seem. And that is courtesy of Nadefo. Nadefo? Yep, that's how you pronounce it well. So St. Piers will get the ball back. 5:35 left to go in the first half. Stony Brook trails St. Piers 29-24. We'll see if I can put you up with some stats. Can't tell how many, because it could be from... And St. Piers men's basketball is aware of the situation that their live stream is having some technical glitches, and they're working to refix the problem. So meanwhile, Stony Brook has the ball, trailing 32-26. And it looked like there was a blocking foul called against the Peacocks. And so Stony Brook will keep possession of the ball. Looking to try and cut it to 4 here in an intense game in Jersey City. We'll see how much more we can provide for you as the live feed look to try and get corrected. So Ty Green will look for the inbound against Taroje Break. The graduate guard from Coatesville, Pennsylvania, transferred from Kutztown. And it looks like there was a foul called. It must have been a layup made by the Seawolves and a foul assessed afterwards. So that means a 3-point play. That was Jaden Sales who made the shot. And he'll head to the free throw line. Akron transfer looking to make some leeway, trying to prove his worth after he was granted a waiver to be eligible for this upcoming season. There were some doubts about him being able to play, but it was impressive enough that he's able to come in. And his free throw attempt apparently is no good. And it looks like Stony Brook has the ball, and it looks like we missed a 3-pointer from St. Piers as the live feed continues to lag. Back to a 7-point game for the Peacocks. Juan Felix Rodriguez with the ball. Crossing the timeline against Lee. Looks like it's getting a little brighter now. Now over to the right wing inside to Diallo. Goes over the right lane now for Sales. Sales will try to move it in. Going for a jumper. Once again, I can't tell, but he got the shot. Jaden Sales is having a good look so far, getting the last 4 points for the Seawolves. And St. Peter's has the ball now. Missed a little more. Stony Brook had possession, but then they must have lost the ball. Another turnover. Back over to the Peacocks. A few minutes left to go in the first half. St. Peter's leads 35-30. Pretty Pretty good scoring on both sides so far in the first half. It looks like 1:02 left to go. St. Peter's up 35-30. Matthew Lee with the ball. Perhaps during intermission, it seemed like the live feed will look to be corrected. Meanwhile, there was a missed. Couldn't tell what it was, but it must have been a whistle called. It looks like there's going to be a timeout. Pretty amusing game so far. So I'm checking the stats right now. And it looks like Frankie Policelli in his 12 minutes has gotten 5 points so far, while the leading scorer right now for the Seawolves is Mo Diallo with 11, his jersey number. He's played 10 minutes so far. He's already committed 1 turnover, gotten 4 rebounds, steal, and the block and the assist. Practically everybody who has played almost everybody who has been on the court so far, except for Mackenzie, Stevenson Moore, Pierre Philippe, and Elliott Sewell have gotten points. You also have Ty Green, the transfer from Manhattan, with 5 points, 2 of 3 with field goals, and has connected on his lone 3-point attempt. So we'll take some time more to talk about stats. Stony Brook, 10-5 at home last year. They were 8-8 on the road. 2-0 neutral was all part of the Corpus Christi Invitational they were a part of, sweeping their opponents in that Invitational, starting off with Texas A&M Corpus Christi. Then it was against University of Texas Rio Grande Valley, which harbors one of Stony Brook's transfers in Jeff Alcherry. And you also had North Dakota State. People would think, wait, you defeated them in football? You actually defeated them in men's basketball. Trust me, it's men's basketball, and North Dakota State in that league is part of the Summit League, not the Missouri Valley League. So out of the timeout, can't tell how much time is left. There's actually 3:54 left to go in the first half, and St. Peter still leads it by 5. It's very interesting to see how both teams are putting up one heck of an offense. St. Peter's will have the ball out of the timeout. Matthew Lee will look to inbound it. Gets it to one of his players, apparently on the right side. Any chance of driving in for St. Peter's was apparently thwarted as Stony Brook has the ball back. Trailing by 5, trying to get within a score. Ty Green. Inside the right lane to Jaden Sales. We'll go back out to Green. Moving over inside the top of the key. We'll drive it inside. Going on a contested layup. Way contested. Can't get it. Gets his own rebound. And can't get the shot. And the next attempt, no good. And we have a jump ball called. Looks like that's what's going to be. Didn't say it yet. I can imagine, as it looked like it was a fight for the ball. Yep, and they do call a jump ball. Can't tell if there's any jump ball throughout the first half. Of course, St. Peter's did get the ball to start the game. Could be Stony Brook's way unless we missed something, and yes, we did. So it'll be St. Peter's ball. Can't tell if any shots are being made. I see one right now for Stony Brook with a layup. It's no good. Rebound's taken by the Peacocks. It's taken by Drame. Drame has the ball now. We'll give it out to Matt Lee. Lee looking for instructions from Holloway. And it looked like things were pretty unclear. And is there a timeout? Must have been a whistle called. Well, it looks like they're exchanging balls. One of the balls may have seemed to be not good, apparently. So the new ball for St. Peter's to use on the inbound. Dallas Watson will inbound it to Matt Lee. So now we have Daryl Banks with it on the right wing, trying to set it up to Matt Lee going inside. A long jumper off the back iron. No good. Rebounds taken by Mogi. And now Stony Brook gets the ball back, trying to get back to within the score once more. Mogi at 6'9" stature. He'll give it over to Diallo. Diallo for somebody inside. Thought about Sales. Will keep it inside left wing. Running on the left lane. Jumper was blocked. Sales picking up the rebound. No foul was called. And now there is one. It's against St. Peter's. Well, it looked like Jane Sales may have been reaching in against two defenders, and maybe I'm a little surprised that Stony Brook wasn't called a foul there. But if anything, that does send Jane Sales back to the free throw line. Between him and Mogi, it's going to be tough to stop them. Sales' first free throw attempt, too strong off the back iron, no good. Can't tell whether or not can't tell what Sales' free throw percentage was again at Akron in his last few years with the team. See if I can get anything out of that quickly. So he goes for his second free throw, and that one goes in. So he's able to get one there, and now it's a 4-point game in Jersey City between St. Peter's and Stony Brook. So now we have Dallas Watson with the ball. Ty Green trying to go between him and Daryl Banks. And for Jane Sales, his free throw percentage was 78.6% last season. He only had 22 of 28 apparently, which is pretty interesting, so he doesn't go to the free throw line that often. Meanwhile, there was a missed opportunity for St. Peter's, and Stony Brook has the ball back. Once again, it's lagging. Mo Diallo with it, the left wing. Here's Ty Green going now to the left wing. Looking to set somebody up. Jane Sales with the ball. Juan Felix Rodriguez looked like he tried to go for a three. Couldn't tell whether or not he made it. Didn't look like he did. St. Peter's with the ball. Trying to fast break out the left wing. He got the bucket and the foul. I think Stony Brook may have gotten a little too much trying to go there. Dallas Watson was responsible for being able to draw the contact on Jane Sales. And Watson will head to the free throw line. Looking to try and get it back to a 7-point game. Stony Brook needs to do better with their defense. They can't keep allowing too much of these opportunities to the Peacocks. It's a problem with Stony Brook women's basketball in their season opener against Fordham. But for the men's team, they're doing a lot more offense than they did Wednesday. And the free throw is good. So Dallas Watson completes the 3-point play, and it's a 7-point lead for the Peacocks. And I'm still looking to see if Stony Brook has the ball. Look to try and drive it inside, and there was a whistle called, and the layup was made by one of the Seawolves, and the foul was assessed afterwards. And that was Mo Diallo. And he's really firing up to 13 points now, pending the free throw. The free throw is not good. So it's a 5-point game. St. Peter's with the ball. Looks like they missed it. And Stony Brook has the ball, and there was a whistle called, and looks like it's going to be another trip to the free throw line for the Seawolves. They're showing a replay of Juan Felix Rodriguez going on a fast break inside the left lane, giving it off to Jaden Sales. He couldn't make his layup, but was able to draw the foul on Doug Eddert. So Sales will head to the free throw line. Trying to get better with his free throws. Doesn't see too much action with it most often, but he is able to sink it down most of the time. 30 of 41 in his first year with Akron. He only started one game that year. He made the first free throw attempt, and he makes the second one. So he's able to connect on both. And we're back to, and Stony Brook's able to cut the deficit to 3. Still can't tell how much time there is left. So, Peacocks with the ball. Matthew Lee will get it to the right wing now. Go back out to Drame. Drame top to rim, guarded by Diallo. Going over to his left for Dallas Watson. Watson from Brooklyn, New York, went to St. Raymond's High School. 6'4" junior guard. And a missed opportunity by St. Peter's, and then another missed opportunity by Stony Brook. Watson trying to drive it inside. Layup is no good, and picked up by Jaden Sales. And it looks like time's winding down. Less than a minute to go. I can't tell how much time there is. So the last jump ball was for St. Peter's. That means Stony Brook will get the ball to start the second half. And once again, the live feed is having a little bit of technical glitches. Trying to observe what is going on. Can't tell whether or not there's any issues as far as I'm concerned. Try and do your best by following up, and I'm trying to do the best that I can to give you as much action as I can. It seems like this game is right now at halftime. After Omar Dihame got a layup just in time by the time of the buzzer. So, at halftime, St. Peter's leads Stony Brook 40-35, and 75 total points scored in the first half by both teams. And what an impressive bout it was for both sides, as the leading scorer for Stony Brook in that first half was Mo Diallo. Wow, Diallo really putting up a big clinic. 5 of 7, 1 of 2 from deep. The leading scorer on St. Peter's side is the one who has 9 points in Dallas Watson. Watson connecting 2 of 3 from deep. And he also got 3 of 5 in the field goals so far with 2 rebounds. Leading rebounder so far is number 10, Fusini Drame. That's how you go by his name. So with that, it'll be halftime. And we will take ourselves to, and I can tell we are using the live stream link. Apparently it's coming from St. Peter's side. It is stpeterspeacocks.com. If you look it up, you'll be able to see the live stream, and that's how we're doing it. So for now, we will be heading into intermission, and we will be coming back when the second half returns in Jersey City. St. Peter's leads Stony Brook at halftime, 40-35. Welcome back, guys, as we are just a few minutes away from the start of the second half in Jersey City. Stony Brook leading St. Peter's leading Stony Brook 40-35, and it's been a pretty big clash between both teams so far from where they are apparently at the Moore Center. From what we heard, where they're playing right now is apparently built for D3 institutions. I guess that would explain the major stream problems that they're having, but what it looks like right now, it doesn't look like there's any stream problems. Welcome back, guys, as we are just a few minutes away from the start of the second half in Jersey City. Sure is pretty thorough to know. So I'm just trying to work on this as much as I can, trying to get down the right way. So as this first half, it was pretty high scoring for both teams. Stony Brook, they were 13 of 29 with the field goals, so that makes them 44.8%. While for St. Peter's, they had 3 more, but with 9 more attempts than Stony Brook did, so 42.1%. Both teams going shooting from beyond the arc. Stony Brook connected on 4 of 11, St. Peter's on 7 of 14. They've been showing themselves to be really prolific with the shots from beyond the arc, which Stony Brook was known for last season. For St. Peter's, their leading scorer right now is Dallas Watson with 11 points, who has the team's only free throw of the night, along with 2 rebounds and an assist. Leading rebounder for the Peacocks right now is Drame with 5 points and 5 rebounds. Really good competitive game. As you can tell, both teams have really tried to get themselves going with the scoring. And with other games that happened today in college basketball, such as Stony Brook's rival from the America East, Hartford, getting pounded in Bubblesville by Jay Wright's Villanova Wildcats 87-50. Meanwhile, Bryant was able to shock New Hampshire's 93-85. That was also a high-scoring game. Thought that New Hampshire would look good as they were projected to finish 3rd in the America East this season, but the Bulldogs said no. And after what they've done as far as being able to play experienced teams like Syracuse to start the season, tells you everything you need to know about what they can be capable of, as they'll be taking their talents to Queens, or Brooklyn actually, in 7 days, when they begin their conference slate against St. Francis. Then after that, they'll be playing at Stony Brook on December 12th, and we'll see if the Seawolves have the ability to do what the Wildcats couldn't. We'll see if there are any other games in women's basketball tonight. There is one game happening right now in the top 25 in women's basketball. 19th ranked Florida State taking on Florida. Seminoles have a 2-point lead at halftime, while 3rd ranked Baylor Bears will play at South Florida at 7 o'clock. Both teams almost ready to begin the second half. Can't tell how much time there is yet left until it starts. We'll be getting ourselves pretty much into action very shortly as well. There's still a lot of time for either team to win this game. Offense is going to once again continue to be key in the second half. And as they're showing the live feed so far, seems like there's no problem as long as they're able to hold on. Another update in top 25 college basketball today. 14th ranked North Carolina, trailing by 4 to Stanford at halftime, was able to hold on the Maui Invitational against the Cardinals 67-63. It'll advance North Carolina to the Maui Invitational Championship. And that should be a fun one as they'll be taking on Texas. The Longhorns and the Tar Heels really going to go at each other eventually tomorrow. The game will be featured at 4 o'clock on ESPN. Should be a fun game to watch as the Longhorns with renewed confidence in their hearts this season. Shaka Smart will look to try and get them down, while it'll be up to Roy Williams trying to put the Tar Heels back into the position that they were not last year. So we come into the second half now, and Stony Brook will get the ball to start the second half. Ty Green will inbound to Rodriguez, and let's see if the live feed will remain well. Paul Shelley will to his left now, and the whistle was called. Apparently, we can't tell what it was, but it may be our assumptions that the clock wasn't set yet. Apparently those people who were supposed to look at it could not get it down correctly. So we're just going to wait until the clock is set right. They are taking their time. And St. Peter's looking like the team that they were last year when being all expectations, similar to how Stony Brook did in the 2016 season. The year after they lost Jameel Horney and Carson Purifoy when they led them to their first ever NCAA tournament appearance. Stony Brook was projected to finish 7th in the America East, second to last, before NJIT joined the America East during the off-season. And as they were waiting, it looks like we're getting another technical glitch. We know it's not on our end. Can't tell whether or not there's any more problems going on in Jersey City, because right now it's blacked out. Waiting to see what the situation is. Have they fixed it yet? Nothing to tell. Very peculiar. Sure, hell, you were thinking how peculiar it is. We just saw the second half start, but apparently there is problems right now over there. You don't know what's happening. So bear with us as we continue to see whether or not the situation will be resolved and we have a chance to continue finding a way to get answers down. We thought that there was a chance. So meanwhile, out of the glitch, it looks like Stony Brook was able to get a shot down, I think. And St. Peter's will have the ball. There was some good commotion from the Seawolves bench, some good positive energy, I think. That's when as soon as Stony Brook got a point, even though there hasn't been a scoring change yet. So St. Peter's has the ball. And it was a three-pointer, actually. Yes, it was. We couldn't tell who was responsible for it, but now they're saying for some reason Stony Brook's up 41-40. Is that 2 straight three-pointers? Couldn't tell, but it looks like Drame. Can't tell whether or not he was going up for a 3-2. Can't tell whether or not he got that one in. A definite maybe. The men's basketball Twitter page apparently thought that the live feed would be fixed, but apparently there isn't. That's really tough. So it looks like it was just a 2, and now Stony Brook has the ball down by 2. MAAC loses the ball, and he cleared on it well. It's picked up by the Peacocks. 2-on-1 for them, and it's over to Dallas Watson, who will get the easy layup. And a costly turnover on MAAC's part. He needs to do better with the ball handling. Hasn't seen much improvement yet, as far as I can tell. It's back to a 4-point lead for the Peacocks. But we did miss 6 straight points by Stony Brook out of the second half. Paul Shelley will get the inbound to Green. Green trying to get out of the way against the half-court pressure. Nearly lost the ball. He'll stick with it. He's got 5 seconds to get across, and looks like he's able to. He nearly loses the ball. Flick down, he's tried to pass it and get it to Sales just in time. Close call right there for Stony Brook, and nearly flounced another 10-second violation. Now Sales trying to get the inbound, stolen away by Drame. I don't know what's going on with the passes, but it looks like Stony Brook's not doing too much of that. Watson trying to start inside for the layup, no good, but the foul's called on MAAC. And now it's on Watson to the free throw line. Just 2 minutes into the game, and it looks like the Peacocks are going to go back up by 7 to get next free throws. Foul's called against Paul Shelley, actually. So it looks like the live feed may be fixed as long as we're hoping it stays that way. The first free throw for Watson. It goes up, and it goes in. I'm not being completely hopeful with how this live feed's going to remain. 46-41 St. Peter's. Next free throw is good. Can't tell whether or not there's more issues happening. Looks like we're able to get out of the funk again. See what happens. So Green will go for the inbound. Stony Brook needs to get better with the half-court pressure because it's been costing them a lot. They need to get their way around it. Try and force fouls and force the Peacocks to make their own mistakes. Ty Green will get it across to the left wing, or side of the timeline. Look to set it up. Thought about Sales. Won't go to him. He was heavily guarded. It's a good call by Stony Brook. Mo Diallo with it now. Will go to his left wing now for Policelli. Trying to go inside for Sales. Can't find him yet. Trying to drive in himself. Getting double team. Goes over to Sales. Ball is loose and it was last touched by the Peacocks. It stays with Stony Brook. Stony Brook needs to be careful with the ball handling. It's still a major problem. They're trailing by 6. And a 7-0 scoring run right now for the Peacocks. It wasn't a pretty pass over to Sales. Sees we'll keep a few seconds left in the shot clock. Can't tell how much there is. Scoreboard's not showing it. They're trying to go inbound to Policelli. Going over to Juan Felix Rodriguez, pushing him away, and we have a foul call against St. Peter's. So this is what Stony Brook needs to do. St. Peter's is getting really aggressive with their play calling, especially with Holloway's play calling. And we'll see whether or not that can lead St. Peter's to start thinking of things that will force them to lay it off. And that foul was assessed to Matthew Lee. So Nightcat Green now on the left wing. We'll go back out to Diallo. Trying to go inside the Sales. Ball was tipped and it's taken away by Lee. Now trying to go on the fast break, going in the left lane. Inside to Drummond. A layup no good. And the rebound's taken by Green. And that's the defense Stony Brook needs to play here, crucial in the second half. Ty Green with the ball. Trying to go right wing. Thought about a 3. He'll go out to Diallo. Diallo with it. Trying to move inside the left lane. Ball's tipped and still in the way and it's taken back by the Peacocks. More tossly turnovers, and Steve will let Lee get the layup, and it looks like a timeout will be called by Gino Ford. I don't know if this is the type of acceptableness that Gino Ford is looking at this team. And with all these transfers, expect this is not going to be not too much of a big season. Stony Brook trying to beat expectations. And Diallo just letting the defo get the layup. I don't know why you couldn't try and stop him from getting it. Of course, he may have been worried about committing a foul, but if anything, with a game like this, you can't afford to take any chances like this. You need to get better. This is not the type of Stony Brook team that they are. They need to be better than this. They gotta get better. So 16:48 left to go. St. Peter's leads Stony Brook 49-41. I know there's a lot that Stony Brook needs to look after as far as being able to control the ball. There hasn't been a lot of that going pretty well so far in this game. There's a lot that needs to be done. Gino Ford needs to look for the best players available out there that can really find a good fast and loose toughness. Looks like Stony Brook has the ball. Can't tell who it was before. I think we're having my feet trouble again. Policelli will get it over to Rodriguez. They look to try and beat the half-court pressure. Pumping out against Lee. Getting double-teamed. Get over to Diallo. Going on a layup. Is no good, and a charge is foul called. Close enough that he wasn't on the under the arc of the net. Another turnover from Stony Brook gives it back to St. Peter's. Peacocks will get the ball back. As long as the live feed tries to cooperate. can't tell what happened. It looks like Drame tried to get the layup. He couldn't get it. Ball's being fought for. Can't tell who has it. And we have a foul called. That should be a jump ball. Oh, that's a little shady. Now get St. Pierce to the free throw line. I'm not sure how that could be a foul. It still looked like it was being fought for, more like trying to control it. Stony Brook's just not being able to get the defense they need under the net. They gotta do a lot better than that. This is not the type of team that GM4 wants out of this team. Of course, with all the transfers, you know that this may be a lot difficult for them in their first game against tough D1 players, but still. You need better control than this. And I think we're having live free problems again. I don't know what's going on. Can't see what's happening here. Live feed's continuing to be disrupted in some capacity, and looks like it's a 9-point lead for the Peacocks. Going to the free throw lines. First free throw is good. The defo, actually. Stony Brook can't keep going with these turnovers here. They need better players to do something. Even Pierre-Philippe and Mogi will check in for Stony Brook. You have them, Policelli, Rodriguez, and Sales on the floor. These are players that have a lot more D1 experience, except for Rodriguez. So let's see if they can stop the turnover trouble. And Defo's second free throw is good. And it's an 11-point lead for the Peacocks. So Rodriguez will get the inbound. We'll go over to Pierre-Philippe. He'll cross the timeline. Let's see if this will be a change, as they're able to be out the half-court pressure easily. On top of the perimeter, try to find Sales. He'll go inside. Nearly poked away, he'll keep it. Go over to the left now for Guy. Guy trying to go inside. He'll go to his left for Rodriguez. Former teammates from Monroe. On the left lane for Rodriguez. And I can't see anything. Once again, we have technical glitches. Then Sales getting it. He'll go for a left elbow jumper. It's going slow again. It's no good, and the rebound is taken by St. Peter's. Come on, I need to see this. I don't know what St. Peter's is thinking with their live feed today. Doing it from an institution that's not really worthy at all. And another layup from St. Peter's that gives them a 13-point lead. GM4 calling another timeout. I don't know what is going on here, but it looks like there is monumental trouble. Not just with Stony Brook, but with this live feed. We really wish that we could have gone today, although can't tell whether or not our presence would have been able to change things. Trouble, not just with Stony Brook, but with this live feed. So, who knows what's going to happen out of this timeout, as Seawolves are trailing by 13 with less than 16 minutes to go in the game. All this trouble that Stony Brook has had, as well as their games being canceled and postponed. You don't know whether or not this is taking an effect on them either. This is really troublesome in every way. I guess you can't really imagine it. We'll see if we can try and keep up with this game as much as we can, guys. If we can't keep up with it, then we may have to, leave early. But we can assure you that the next game that Stony Brook will be playing, which will be at home against Fairfield, we will be giving you that broadcast and every other road game too, such as St. John's and Hofstra. We're hoping that we can do those games too. Just waiting to hear back from some people who will give us the opportunity if they can. And looks like it's blacked out again. Can't tell why it is. It's still blacked out, guys. Maybe mistaken about how this is going to end up. All I can say right now is St. Peter's leads Stony Brook 57-41 with 14 minutes to go in the game. And it's not looking good for Stony Brook. Their turnover is really an issue as well as their defense. I think Gino Ford will have a lot to say with the team after this game because it looks like they could be on their way to a loss unless they engineer a huge comeback. Why do I get the feeling that the live feed has just been diminished altogether? Can't tell whether or not it was. I don't know, guys. I really wish that we could do more, but all we have is the live stats, and we really can't really put up a live feed over that. We tried to do our best that we possibly could in order to give you as much Stony Brook action as we could in their first game of the season. And I can tell right now they're only trailing by 14. They must have gotten a layup, but can't tell anymore what's happening after this. Seems to me like St. Peter's may not be able to continue with their live feed. And if they can't continue with their live feed, then we probably may not be able to continue with our live stream of the game. We really wish we could have been at Jersey City, although it could have been questionable as to whether or not our live feed on the radio would have been effective enough. I don't see anything coming out of that live feed. There's nothing coming back from it. Guys, I'm really sorry, but I don't think the live feed is coming back, and I don't think it's coming back for anybody else, so as hard as I have to say it, we may have to stop here. I really wish we could do more. Best we could do is give you live stats, but there would be nothing more to give you with play-by-play action at this rate, and that's usually what we're for on the radio and on these live streams. Our last successful live stream was November 24th, 2019, when Stony Brook Women's Basketball defeated Sacred Heart. We just wish we could do a lot more, but rest assured, we will continue to give you as many games as we possibly can on the radio from here on out, if possible. And if there's any other live feeds that will work. For those of you who have been able to stick with us tonight, thank you very much for being with us, guys, and we really hope that we'll do everything with you, but we can promise you that Friday at 3:45 p.m. we will be giving you Stony Brook men's basketball action on 90.1 FM, and we will be giving you the action of Stony Brook men's basketball versus their former head coach in Jay Young. But until then, we're going to have to stay